What's up, Chaos1072 here for another Chaos Toy review. Today taking a look at the GC01, the Kamen Rider Ghost Ore Damashii from the Kamen Rider Ghost toy line. And it comes with a Parka Ghost, a not painted, but of course gimmick figure, Gun Saber. It does not come with the stand, comes with additional Parkas, so just keep that in mind. You will not be getting a stand with this figure. And then you get the transient form for Kamen Rider Ghost. And let's go over the articulation. We got a ball joint, universal joint, that's as far as it'll bend that way, but it'll go 360. You get a 90-degree bend, swivel at the bicep, wrist rotation, and the Kamen Rider gimmick figure staple of 2 fingers. You do get a waist, universal hips, swivel underneath, right above the knee, but it does break up that symmetry. A little bit more than 90-degree bend, and you get a ball joint at the toes. Now you may say, oh, well, I can kind of see through this. Isn't it possibly going to break? Not that I can tell. I mean, I had that same fear, but I looked really close at the figure and these joints, but the joints look like they're held in with more solid plastic in the joints, so there shouldn't be any worry about it breaking. Even this ball joint in here is a solid piece. So yeah, you get all that articulation. Now let's take a quick look at the Ore hoodie. Now again, does not come with a stand. Alright. So here is the Ghost Ore hoodie. You get shoulder articulation, you get little hand articulation, and that's pretty much it. So let's get this, and it is made out of a soft vinylish material, and you do get nice looking eyes. So let's put this on the figure, flip that up, flip these up, and you're ready to go. So take your figure, and similar to the arms change, there's 2 little pegs on each side on the back, and there are 2 little pegs on his shoulders. So just slide that on, spreading that a little open. Press it down. Press the hoodie down onto the figure. And there you go. Easy way to tell if it's connected. Move the shoulder and look at the shoulder, at the actual figure shoulder. So here we have Ore Damashii, and with his saber, which I'll get to in a second. Now here's where a lot of people are complaining about the ghost change, and I kind of agree. Is, well, it's a nice looking figure. It heavily hinders, we'll say, good posability, because here's as far as you can go with that arm and this arm without it starting to break the arm look. Now the legs, they've kind of been hit and miss with certain figures, especially if they have a pattern running down the leg, but this is unhindered. This is, I mean, there's no head articulation unless you do the little thing where you pop this little tab out and you keep this whole setup on the head, which I have done for another figure. But here's what it, and see, while you have most of the articulation that you would, especially with like an arms change, it is hindered, but not. It breaks up the look more than anything. But he can hold his sword somewhat effectively, and an easy way to tell where the front is this little notch goes on the front. And because of the way the hands work, and since it's a slightly curved handle, he doesn't want to hold it straight. And that's more of a fault of them being too close to the design of the show and the toy than the actual figure, which has been a fault with these figures. I think they should, when it comes to handles, they should sort of fit it around the hand that's going to be holding them. Like for this, just make it a completely straight handle. I can deal with a little bit of it in inaccuracy when it comes to this, since it isn't a figure art. But he can hold it, but he's going to kind of hold it at an angle if you wanted to hold him firmly. If not, there's going to be a little bit of a wobble. But on his own, it's a decent looking figure, and also didn't really show the Ghost Driver. Transparent plastic. You can see the icon in there, but no indicator on top, because this is a gimmick, and you know the intent is you're going to be swapping hoodies. So to lock it to one specific icon is a little bit cost effective for for paint application, and a little bit redundant when you're having a gimmick that can swap. So all you really get is the elbow and the wrist in the torso. But yeah, you can kind of do his signature pose that he's been shown kind of in this. He's holding out in a hand, and then if you pop this out, which I'm not going to do, you could have him looking off to the side like this. So that's really it. If you plan on just kind of displaying him, it's a good figure just because of how hindered this is. Although I will say Musashi is probably one of the better Ghost ones, just because this isn't as hindered since there's no sleeves. But solid figure nonetheless, especially if you want to get additionals. But the problem is they're only releasing figures with the parka that goes with that form. Like we have Spectre with Spectre, Ore with Ghost, Tokon Boost, Damashii with Tokon Boost figure, and we're not getting any more just generic bodies. It's similar to what the arms change did, but take it or leave it. So thank you guys for watching. Oh, and I didn't really show the face of the Ghost figure. Nice metallic because of the transient form underneath. You can see the translucent sort of chest emblem, giving it a little bit of bulk. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and let me know which is your guys' favorite gimmick line. Kind of liking this with just how diverse they are, but I would say probably one of my favorites is just by how the gimmick works. Out of I own, and I only own the latest 3. I would say out of the 3 I own, the arms change is probably the most fun. Tire Kokon is the most unhindered out of the 3 I have. Then this looks nice, but is hindered. But I would have to say probably one of my favorite looking and function is the O's, but that could just be because I am a fan of O's. So, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.